back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different because I'm still kind of trying to up my subscribers, up my followers. So I'm trying to make content that I know that you all will enjoy, but I'm also trying to figure out what it is exactly that I want to do with this channel because I'm still trying to explore different avenues. So this video today is going to be talking a little bit about interrelationships, interracial relationships, because obviously, as most of you may know who watch my channel, I am married and my husband is white. We have a daughter who is 2 now and she is biracial. She's black and white. Hope you like this video. I also have a little bit of wine because my daughter's sleeping. I'm not working right now. My husband is at work. So I figure since she's sleeping, might as well relax while she's doing that nap time, have a little bit of me time. And me and my husband, like a little background story. Me and my husband have been together for 3 years and we have been married for 1 year, or it will be 1 year, July 3rd. So we've almost been married for 1 year. We have a 2-year-old daughter. So basically how we met, it's not like this cheesy story where it's like, oh, we were childhood sweethearts and blah, blah, blah. No, we met at like a little bar club type area. And yeah, ever since that night, we've been pretty much inseparable since. So yeah, not some fancy story. We met at a bar, okay, a bar club. So a lot of people have kind of wondered, like, are you like, have you always dated white men? Have you always dated outside of your race? Like, do you like black men? My husband is the first white man that I have officially dated, as far as been in a relationship with. Now, in this generation, it's kind of hard to determine what's dating and what's being in a relationship. I consider dating and being in a relationship 2 different things. So I feel like it's 2 different things, but it's the same thing. I don't know if that makes sense. So I feel like being in a relationship is kind of like a step above that. Dating is kind of like exploring your options, maybe like going to dinner with this person, going to the movies with that person. You're still kind of exploring your options, trying to see exactly who it is that you're vibing with. Not saying that you're like dating 50 people, 30 people. Like it might be 1 or 2 people, persons, maybe just one person that you're like dating, trying to fill that person out. And then being in a relationship is when you actually become boyfriend, girlfriend, kind of become a little bit more committed. It's not marriage commitment, but you're more committed. You're not exploring any more options. You're pretty much with that person trying to explore marriage, okay? So when it comes to being in an interracial relationship, I will say 4 things. 1, do not just decide to be strictly in an interracial relationship, okay? So like I've had a lot of people that have asked me, have you only dated white men? Have you ever dated outside your race? My husband is the first man that I've actually officially been in a relationship with, okay? That was white. I have dated or talked to white men in the past, but it's only been about 2 other ones, so not many. Everyone else was black. There was 1 Hispanic also, but everyone else was black, okay? And so I'm not gonna lie, when I had got out of my relationship before my husband, it was with a black man, and I thought we were going to pretty much be together, like get married and stuff. It didn't work out that way. And after that, my first thing was thinking like, F these niggas, blah, 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 blah. You know how it is, like, forget them, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna date outside my race, blah, 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 blah. He gonna treat me better. I'm not gonna lie, I did have that mindset. Do not have that mindset when you are trying to date outside of your race, because when it comes to being in an interracial, I don't know why I keep messing up this word. When it comes to being in an interracial relationship, okay, and when it comes to being in any relationship, you shouldn't think of it as, oh, this is black love. Oh, this is my white love. Oh, he got this, he got that. You shouldn't have that type of mindset. You should just have the type of mindset like, this is love, okay? This is love, period. Point blank, period. Okay? Because when you start having that type of mindset, you start kind of fetishing and fantasizing the relationship. So you have all these high expectations. You expect for things to be this way, when in reality, men are men. Now, I will say that with being with my husband and with being with white men versus black men in particular, from my personal experience, I would say that white men are more um, prone to wanting to do things the right way, and they're more prone to like courting and stuff like that. I had a lot of black men that kind of just wanted to do like the Netflix and chill type thing, and more of the white men wanted to kind of like wine and dine me. Like the first date that me and my husband went on, he took me to a nice little place and we drank wine outside and talked. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like it was more like fine dining type stuff, which I loved. But once again, number one, do not fetish the relationship, okay? Just look for love, okay? Number two, when it comes to being in an interracial relationship, make sure that you have confidence within yourself. Okay. Now, when I say that, okay, we're obviously all are not perfect. We're obviously all going to have flaws and everything. But when you are in an interracial relationship, you kind of have to have a little bit more confidence, because no matter what, there's always going to be people that are not proud and are not happy of what it is that you're doing. Even if those people aren't necessarily vocal about it, you can kind of tell in the way that some people look and their facial expressions and stuff. Luckily, I have been very fortunate where like my husband's family and my family are absolutely fine with us. They're just happy that we're both in love and that we're both great persons. Like it's never been any type of drama. But there has been a remark. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that tea later, maybe in another segment, okay? But aside from that, like it's been smooth sailing. But you have to have that confidence in yourself, because there's gonna be haters, and you have to be able to have the confidence to be like, is this worth it? Pause. Is this worth it? No. Let's move on. Okay. Number three, when being in an interracial relationship, the third thing you have to remember is to not bring race into things. Okay. So, like, of course, when you establish a relationship with your spouse, you know, you can joke with each other. Like me and my husband joke with each other and say like, "Oh, that's white people stuff," or "Oh, that's your people." You know, we'll say little stuff like that, like in a joking way, and we can do that because we're married. We've been together for a little bit of time. We've established that trust and stuff, you know. But you still, regardless, when you're in a relationship in general, you have to be aware of that person's feelings, and you also have to remember, especially us because we have a child, you have to remember that you're raising a child that is half white, half black. And actually, in our case, because we did the little ancestry DNA thing, our child is more white than she is black, because I have a little bit of white in me. I have a little bit of Caucasian in myself, okay? So you have to remember to instill principles within your relationship and within yourself that is going to transfer, you know, because obviously when you get into a relationship, you're thinking long term. So you need to have a long term type mindset, okay? Okay? Without doing all the stuff, because you still want to save a little bit of stuff for your husband. You don't want to give everything to your boyfriend and not give everything to your husband, okay? So leave a little stuff to the side, okay? And my fourth and final tip is to be true to yourself and to be true to your own values while keeping your partner's values in place. Okay, I know that was a mouthful. So basically what I'm saying by this, and by the way, I know I'm touching my hair a lot, but basically what I mean by this is that when you usually get into an interracial relationship, in relationships in general, but I would mostly say in an interracial relationship, when you get into an interracial relationship, remember that you most likely are going to come from two different backgrounds, okay? You may be raised in a family where you used to get, you know, disciplined more, where your spouse could be in a relationship where they didn't get disciplined as much, or you both could have got disciplined more. You could be in a family where you were raised to use the dishwasher, or where your spouse was raised to hand wash dishes, okay? Just in general, there's different types of values that come from being in an interracial relationship, there's going to be different values from relationships in general, but specifically when you get into interracial relationships, you might notice that the values are way different than how it was when you were not in an interracial relationship. So remember that your values are going to be different sometimes, or not really your values, but how you were raised might be a little bit different. But make sure that you have a real conversation with your partner about values that you want to maintain in your own household. If you want to discipline your children, make sure that's a discussion of how to discipline your children and what ways you want that, okay? That's more towards the marriage sector. Just make sure before you actually get in a relationship that's going to be serious with someone, you know, when you get past that talking and getting to know phase, make sure that within that phase, you get to know what their principles are, what their values are, and if they align with your principles and values, or if they are things that you are willing to accept, okay? Because remember, in a relationship, you cannot really change someone, okay? The only thing you can change and the only person you can change is yourself. So, at that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you want to see more kind of like talk type sessions, give this video a thumbs up. And if not, just kind of give me some suggestions in the comments about what it is you would like to see and what it is that you kind of enjoy seeing. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.